Good day guys, welcome to yet another wonderful session of learning with Prepclass. My name is Tutor Olalekon Israel, your Prepclass English tutor, and I am super excited to have you join me in today's session of learning. Now, in today's session, we will be answering questions from the Jamb English 2012 past question. Remember, the purpose of this session is to help you prepare for your forthcoming Jamb examination. So, without wasting much time, take a moment to subscribe to this channel. Turn on the post notification so you can be notified whenever we upload any new content. Alright, let's begin. Now, there is an instruction on the screen. The instruction reads, in each of the questions 51 to 65, but in this video, we will be answering questions 56 to 60, because in the last video, we answered questions 51 to 55. So in this video, we will be answering just questions 56 to 60. So in each of the questions 56 to 60, choose the option nearest in meaning to the word or phrase in italics. Choose the option nearest in meaning to the word or phrase in italics. Let's begin. Question 56. Aki is an inveterate gambler. Aki is an inveterate gambler. The word in italics here is inveterate. So which option is the nearest in meaning to inveterate? Option A selfish and self-centered gambler. Option B, an extremely unlucky but popular gambler. Option C, an incurable but fearful gambler. Option D, a long-time and incorrigible gambler. So which of these options is the nearest in meaning to inveterate? Now, what does the word inveterate mean? Inveterate means having a particular habit, activity, or interest that is long established, an old habit that is long established and unlikely to change. Inveterate means to be long established and unlikely to change. The nearest in meaning to this is option D, a long time and incorrigible gambler. Long time means what? Old. It is long established. Incorrigible means not able to be changed or reformed. So, Aki is an inveterate gambler. He is a long-time and incorrigible gambler. A long-time gambler that is not unwilling to change, unable to be changed or reformed. So, the answer to this question is option D, a long-time and incorrigible gambler. This is the nearest in meaning to inveterate. Moving on, question 57. He was too terrified to give the closing remarks at the conference. He was too terrified to give the closing remarks at the conference. The word in italics here is terrified. So which option is the nearest in meaning to terrified? Option A, frightened. Option B, delighted. Option C, agitated. Option D, happy. Terrified means to be scared, to feel extreme fear. He was too terrified, he was too scared to give the closing remarks at the conference. The nearest in meaning to terrified is frightened. Frightened means to be afraid or anxious. He was too frightened, he was too terrified to give the closing remarks at the conference. It is not delighted. Delighted means feeling or showing great pleasure. It is not agitated. Agitated means to be worried or angry. It is not happy. Happy means feeling or showing pleasure or contentment. The nearest in meaning to terrified is frightened. He was too terrified, he was too scared, he was too afraid, he was too terrified to give the closing remarks at the conference. The answer to this question is option A, frightened. Moving on, question 58. During a particular time of day, the road shimmers in the heat. During a particular time of day, the road shimmers in the heat. The word in italics here is shimmers. So we are to select the option nearest in meaning to shimmers. Option A, darkens. Option B, lifted. Option C, shines. Option D, beams. Shimmers means to shine with a soft, slightly wavering light. So if you have seen a well-tarred road and the sun is shining very well, the road tends to shine as well. It shimmers in the heat. Now it is not darkens. Darkens means to make or become dark or darker. It is not lifted. Lifted means to raise to a higher position or level. The answer is shines. Shimmers means to shine. Shines means to give out a bright light, a quality of brightness produced when light is reflected on something. The sun reflects on the road, so the road shimmers, it shines. It is not beams. Beams is a ray of light or a shaft of light. Beams means a ray of light or shaft of light. But when the road shimmers, it shines. So the answer to this question is option C. Moving on, question 59. Every human is vulnerable to communicable diseases. Every human is vulnerable to communicable diseases. The word in italics here is vulnerable. So which of these options is the nearest in minutes to vulnerable? Option A, liable. Option B, lifted. Option C, immune. Option D, closed. Now, vulnerable means exposed to the possibility of being attacked or harmed. Exposed to the possibility of being attacked or harmed, either physically or emotionally. To be unsafe, to be at risk. So every human is at risk of what? Contacting communicable diseases. Every human has the possibility to contact communicable diseases. The nearest immune to vulnerable is liable. When you are liable to something, you are subject or susceptible to it. To be liable means to be at risk of something. So the nearest immune to vulnerable is liable. It is not lifted. Lifted means to be raised to a higher position or level. It is not immune. Immune means to be protected against a particular disease or illness by particular substances in the blood. It is not closed. Closed means what? To not be opened. The nearest immune to vulnerable is liable. Vulnerable means what? You have the possibility to be attacked or harmed by something, to be unsafe, to be at risk. Liable means to be subject or susceptible to something, to be at risk of something. So every human is liable to contacting communicable diseases. So the answer to this question is option A, liable. Moving on, question 60. Miriam looks rather furtive to Shehu. Miriam looks rather furtive to Shehu. The word in italics here is furtive. So which option is nearest in meaning to furtive? Option A, intoxicated. Option B, unfriendly. Option C, sad. Option D, sly. Now, furtive means attempting to avoid notice or attention. Attempting to avoid notice or attention. Miriam looks rather furtive. Miriam is trying to what? Avoid attention of Shehu. Trying to avoid the attention of Shehu. Trying to make what Shehu not notice her. Typically because of guilt or a belief that discovery would lead to trouble. It means to be secretive, to be a sly, to be hidden. To be a sly, to be hidden. It is not intoxicated. Intoxicated means affected by alcohol or drugs, especially to the point where physical and mental control is markedly diminished. To be drunk. It means to be emotionally excited, elated or exhilarated, as by great joy or extreme pleasure. So intoxicated means to be either affected by alcohol or drugs, or it can also mean to be emotionally excited and elated. Now, it is not unfriendly. Unfriendly means what? To not be friendly. It is not sad. Sad means feeling or showing sorrow, to be unhappy. The nearest in meaning to furtive is sly. Looking at the meaning of furtive, it means to be secretive, to be a sly, to be hidden. Sly means showing in an insinuating way that one has some secret knowledge that may be harmful or embarrassing. Someone has a secret knowledge that may be harmful or embarrassing. Furtive means attempting to avoid notice or attention, typically because of guilt or a belief that discovery would lead to trouble. Furtive means to be secretive, to be a sly. So the nearest in meaning to furtive is option D, sly. Miriam looks rather furtive to Shehu. Miriam looks rather sly to Shehu. Right. And with that, we've come to the end of this wonderful session. Please do not forget to subscribe to this channel. If you enjoyed this video, click on the like button. Do not forget to drop your questions in the comment section. Also, share this content with your friends and loved ones. Thank you for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day.